The traffic in Guatemala City was insane. My husband has an almost pathological hatred of sitting still in traffic. A bit like his life actually, doesn't like sitting still in life either. But traffic drives him crazy. So we went down every side street we could find just to get out of the solid traffic. It took over 3 hours to get out of the city. There were motorbikes all over us like flies, and Tim absolutely lost the plot. We left at 5 to try and avoid all of this, but obviously everyone in Guatemala gets up at about 3 because we didn't avoid anything. We were on our way to the border crossing, so we were really quite keen to get there sooner rather than later. It's 7:50. It's insane. Insane. So we finally made it to the Pan American through Guatemala, which has taken hours. And I think the Pan American is closed to El Salvador. So Tim's just gone with his Apple Translate to find out what the situation is with the guy down there. That was insane through Guatemala. The air was just toxic with fumes. And the language coming out of my husband's mouth was also quite toxic, let me tell you. Some bikes are just like whizzing past. I don't know. So the landslide meant that the Pan American was closed, but this guy in a red truck, I mean, we didn't speak any Spanish, he didn't speak any English, but between us, he said, kind of follow me and this is the way round. And so we did, and it was, and aren't people nice? Sometimes. Amongst all the other traffic hazards here, we've also discovered that people drive just in the opposite direction towards you, sometimes for no apparent reason. So you really have to keep your wits about you and not really drive when you're tired and not concentrating, because it's quite a challenge. So we're leaving Guatemala, trying to. I'm just going to come up and check on the bike. We've had our passport stamped to leave Guatemala. Now we've just got to go and make loads of copies of stuff for the bike. Some of which I have, but not all. We got to immigration just before a bus, thankfully. So I'm just making sure the bike's alright. I don't know if we can leave it there. I might just ask the policeman. Tim has disappeared somewhere, I think in there, to get some copies. Oh, there he is, coming down. Okay. And then this is just to leave Guatemala, and then we've got to do the whole thing again to get into El Salvador.
Cevichelas del Campo.
Right, so we've just cleared Guatemala customs. Adios, Guatemala. It's nearly 11. We left at 5:30. It took us 3 hours to do less than 30 miles through Guatemala. And then we've done the rest, and we're at the border. So now we're in this weird no man's land bit before we get to the El Salvador border. Oh, which is over the bridge. I think I read about that actually, that it was over the bridge. Okay, we've just been stamped in to, where are we? El Salvador. And now we're going up to get the temporary import license for the bike into El Salvador. It's a lot of faffy paperwork, let me tell you. It's very muggy. Well, first impressions were that the roads are a bit better over here, and it was pretty nice driving. And we were heading to a town called Santa Ana. So it wasn't too far from the border. It seemed like it was a really nice town, so we were going to go and see what that was all about. So we're in Santa Ana, El Salvador. We made it through, so we're just here for the day, and then we're moving on tomorrow to San Salvador. We'll come down to the main square. It's lovely. That's City Hall. That is the theatre in quite a vibrant peppermint green. and we're just going to wander over to the cathedral at the other side of the square.
Oh, that thing is.
Taxi, taxi, taxi. Taxi, señorita. Taxi, señor. Taxi, caballero. Pregunten. Se le dará precio. Pregunten. Será un placer atenderle. Taxi, 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 taxi.
Never seen anything like that before.
Taxi, 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 taxi.
A mini Trafalgar Square. It's a massive cathedral for what's a relatively small town. It was built in the 1600s, but it got struck by lightning in the 19th century and was only finally completed in the 1950s. Anyway, more exploring to do. Good grief, have you ever seen so many?
I need to run in another level.
Oh God, Amanda, you'd hate this.
I hate this.
You'd hate it. I wish I was brave enough just to go and do it, because I bet the food's delicious, but I'm just not. Shame on me, really. I found the other end of it. That way?
That way.
Pero va a favor de William porque ve con qué odio ella dice.
Wow, this market has everything. It's all quite wet. Oh, it's obviously the sewing section, alterations. Loads of sewing machines. These old singers. Oh, that's the cathedral down there, eh? Let's not breathe in too deeply around here. I think that's just raw old asbestos. Must be a thing here, because this isn't the first shop we've walked by that sell white goods and bike goods. Get it? Oh, and furniture here. Good. Interesting. Good morning. We are in Santa Ana and we are just about to leave. And it's like 9:15 because we haven't got too far to go today, and we're going to ride down to San Salvador, the capital of El Salvador, and spend a few days there and have a little explore. So yeah, we were trying to we left a bit later to try and miss the traffic. So we'll see whether that plan worked after the hideousness of getting out of Guatemala. It's the rainy season here in Central America, and the day after we left Santa Ana they had a terrible rainstorm. and literally everywhere we had walked the previous day, and in fact where our bike was parked, was just washed away. We arrived in San Salvador, the capital. We saw a few shopping malls on the way, quite Americanized, you know, Walmarts, etc. But we thought we'd take a walk down to the historic centre of San Salvador. It wasn't the prettiest walk, I've got to say, and the actual centre, the historic centre, was tiny. Yeah, it was a really long walk, and we weren't there for very long at all. We're just packing up. We're leaving San Salvador and we are heading down to La Unión, which is right near the Honduran border, so that we can get up tomorrow morning and hopefully cross the border into Honduras. Slowly, slowly. We make our way to Panama. It was quite a nice lazy ride actually down to La Unión. The hotel was in the middle of nowhere and the weather was getting warmer and warmer, but this hotel had a little pool, so the first thing Tim did when we got there was jump in it because we were very hot and sticky. But it was a nice little hotel and we had dinner there so that we could get up bright and early and head off to the next border crossing. We're just leaving to get ready from La Unión to head to the border. It's about 7:15 in the morning. It's very humid, but it was a little sort of Premier Inn hotel in the middle of nowhere. But it was all right. He's all right. At a nice little restaurant. It's good. So we're off. So we've sort of entered Honduras. It's very confusing. I don't know if we just got fleeced by someone on the bridge who sort of accosted us. He did have a lanyard on, but I don't know what that means. Anyway, we've had to go back and forth. We've been to immigration. She's so miserable. Now we've just left the bike there. We're trying to get our temporary import license, but apparently there's a power cut. So they've just taken our documents and we'll be back at some point, apparently. So we're sort of stuck here for an hour or more. Well, we're still here at the border. It's we got here about 7:30 this morning. It's now 10 o'clock. I thought for a wonderful minute we might be out of here early and we'd make it all the way to Nicaragua, but there's no chance now. It'll take us 4 hours to get through Honduras, and then we've got another long wait at the Nicaraguan border, which means we won't get to Leon before dark or before 4 o'clock, and we can't do that. So we are still here. The guy's apparently been coming with our permit for the last hour and a bit. There's Bikey. So as you've probably gathered by now, I read everything about, well, not everything, but a lot of things about the countries we're going to visit, and on occasion completely freak myself out because of the dangers and the roadblocks and the crime and the cartels and all of that. Honduras had a bit of an edgy feel to it, we've got to say, to a degree. We were staying in a apparently safe-ish area. There isn't a safe area in Honduras, supposedly. But it was okay. We didn't have a choice. So yeah, we just took care. But it was all right. Honduras. Secure parking, big gate, and we're just going to see if we can get some food. Oh, somewhere. Gracias. It might be that we go to the supermarket. Perhaps it would be nicer in the sunshine. Maybe. Or maybe not.
That's not the face you were showing me earlier. I mean, this place is an absolute dump.
I'm really not having a very fun time. Just thought I'd share that, just in case you didn't pick up on it. I mean, you may have done. We've had a Mecca.